Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. On Friday, you guys had your Module 1 exponents test for topic A. All of those grades are loaded into Infinite Campus for that district assessment. The first thing I'm going to talk about is any student that wants to do a retake. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. If you want to do a retake, there's a few things that you have to do. This is your chance to schedule a retake if you got anything less than a 4 on your test. So if I were you, I would take advantage of this. In your next asynchronous math class, so tomorrow, periods 1 and 5, Wednesday, periods 3, 4, 7, and 8, you can log into Zoom and you can attend a help session. Now, this is on an asynchronous day when we don't have live class, so you'd be coming for an extra live class to do a help session. During that time, Mrs. Friesman or myself will tell you any homework that you're missing and also do some help problems for people that attend. You need to make sure all of your work is turned in order to do a retake. We are using Infinite Campus as our grading tool, so you need to look that all of your work is turned in on Infinite Campus. Here's an example for you. Let me pull up an example of a student on Infinite Campus. Okay. If I were this student right here and I pulled up my Infinite Campus, I would see that I got a 2 on the test. Right? Here's my test grade right here. I would see that I got a 2. Now I want to get a 4 because I want to keep my grade as an A in math. So what do I need to do in order to retake that test? Well, if I look down at the bottom, I have 2 missing assignments. I'm missing test review number 1 and test review number 2. Before I can do a retake, I need to turn both of those assignments in. So those are the 2 things that I need to work on. After I am done turning in what I've missed and I've attended the help session, I'll schedule a retake time with Mrs. Friesman or myself, okay? At that time, we'll set up a time for you to do a retake and we'll give you access to the retake through Canvas, okay? Just a reminder that Edpuzzle is not an assignment, it's just a learning tool. So when you look in Canvas, there's a bunch of Edpuzzles. Those aren't assignments, those are just learning tools to help you guys learn what we're doing right now. So we're always using Infinite Campus. Okay, so we'll see you either tomorrow or Wednesday at the help session if you got less than a 4 on the test, so that you can bump that grade up early in the semester. Okay. Moving on to today's work. Today we are going to be starting packet number 2. Go ahead and grab packet number 2 now. It is Module 1, Topic B, Scientific Notation Unit. Okay, and I'm going to get that set up now. Okay, move my shoe out of the way and get this set up. Okay, we are going to start short notes today, and then you guys are going to work on a maze for homework. But right now, if everybody can go to Module 1, Topic B. Okay, we are not going to do day 1. You can cross that off if you would like to. We are going to start with day 2. Which is scientific notation. So you should have packet 1 now and something to write with. And I am going to go to page 3. Today's notes are on page 3. Page 3 looks like this. It says day 2 notes at the top, but for us it's day 1 notes. Okay. We are going to talk about what scientific notation means. Okay. Scientific notation is a shorthand way of writing really large or really small numbers. We're going to look at what that looks like, but really large or really long or really small numbers. Okay. Scientific notation is written as a product of 2 numbers. The first number must be between a 1 and 10. A number cannot be 10 between 1 and 10. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It does not include 10. Okay. And then the second number must be a power of 10. So we're building on the last unit a little bit when we had powers. Okay. So what does that look like? Today, we are going to do scientific notation with positive exponents. So we're going to do these notes, and I'm going to show you 2 examples of converting a standard number to scientific. So a standard number is any regular number that you've used. It can be 1, it could be 1 million. So generally with scientific notation, we want to look at those really large numbers like 25 million and write it as shorthand for scientific notation. Okay. So you can create a number between 1 and 10 by moving the decimal. When you look at a really big number, and I'll show you what that looks like. And it cannot be 10, it has to be a 1-digit number. And then we're going to count the number of times that we moved the decimal. And this number will be your power of 10. Your power, which we also call your exponent, okay? That will be your power of 10. If your number is greater than the number 1, the exponent will be positive. So if it's greater than the power, or greater than the number 1, it will be positive. But if your number is less than 1, like a decimal, the exponent will be negative. Any number that's a decimal will be a negative exponent. Okay? You can do scientific notation with any number. So we're going to do 2 examples, and then I'm going to get you guys started on your homework. Exponents that are positive are when we're talking about big numbers. So let's look at numbers 1 and 2. Okay. Number 1 says convert the number to scientific notation, and we have the number 1,850,000. Okay. So what we're always going to want to do with scientific notation is we are going to make sure that we identify our first digit that's not 0. Okay. So if I look right here, here's my 1, there's my first digit. I'm going to put a slash after it. We're always going to do that. Okay. That's our first number. Okay. So then we need to count to see what our exponent would be. And I'll show you how to write scientific notation after we count. So I am going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There are 6 digits after that first digit. So in scientific notation, we will include every number that's not 0. So look what I'm going to do. My first digit is a 1, and I can only have 1 digit before the decimal. Always only 1 digit before the decimal, otherwise it's not in scientific notation. And then I'm going to put a decimal, and then 8, 5. My next 2 digits that are not 0. Okay. And instead of writing out all of the zeros, scientific notation is times the power of 10. So it'll be times 10 to the 6th, times 10 to the 6th. Okay. So however many swoops I have to the end of my number for positive scientific notation for those large numbers is what my exponent's going to be. Okay. So if we look at number 2, it's a little bit smaller number, but it's 42,000. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing that I just did, where it needs to be times the power of 10. Okay. So I'm going to identify my first number, which is a 4. Okay. And then after my first digit will come my decimal so that I can write it in scientific notation. Now I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 places to get to the end of our number. So I know that's my exponent. So when I'm writing scientific notation, I have 4.2. I don't want to forget any digit that's not 0. Okay. Times 10 to the 4th power. That's how many places I counted over to get to the end of my number. So in scientific notation, it is 4.2 times 10 to the fourth. Okay. Those are our two examples for today. For homework, you guys are going to work on a maze that's on page 7. If you can all go to page 7 now, it says scientific notation maze, positive exponents only. Okay. Work your way through the maze by converting from standard notation to scientific notation. I'm going to do the first two with you. Okay. So the first one is 2,600,000. Okay. Now I just learned that when I'm doing scientific notation, I'm looking for my first digit that's not 0. And I'm kind of separating it from the rest. Okay. So I know that my digit's going to be 2, but both the answers are 2. Okay. So I need to count to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So when I write my scientific notation, I have 2.6, the numbers that are already there, times 10 to the 6th power, because I counted 6 times. Okay. So my answer is this one right here, moving this way. Okay. Now we would like you to take a colored pencil or a colored highlighter or any color that you have so that when you submit this picture into Canvas, we can see exactly how your maze is done. Okay. Looking at the second one, since this was my answer, it sends me this way. I will not do every problem. I'm only working through the maze. Okay. I have the number 267 million. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing for every problem where I'm going to underline my first number and put a slash after, because that's where I need to know that I need to start counting. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that my exponent is 8. Okay. So I have 2.67. I include both the 6 and the 7 since they're both non-zero digits, times 10 to the, and we counted 8. Times 10 to the 8th. Okay. I notice that my answer is going to send me this way in the maze. Okay. And so now the next problem that I'm going to do is this one down here, 27. Okay. The reason that the answer is not 26.7 times 10 to the 8th, which is this answer right down here, is because scientific notation is one number in front of the decimal, only one. And if we look right here, there's 2 numbers in front of the decimal. That is not scientific notation. Okay. When you are done with the maze, and page 7 is your only homework, page 7, when you're done with the maze, you are going to open your launcher, go to camera, take a picture of your maze, and submit it on Canvas. That is your homework assignment for today. Let's try to start this unit off on a good foot and get 100% of our students to turn in this assignment. If you have any problems understanding it or you need help submitting it, please reach out to Mrs. Friesman or myself, and we will see you soon. Have a good day.